The Church of Peter's Primacy has a special place in our tradition. How did and does that place in that moment connect with you? Well, Father Minsky commented on that a moment ago, his experience there. That was, I'd say more than that at very spot, I'd just say being on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee, where so much happened, Capernaum, Tabgha, Peter's Primacy, that whole area, the Mount of the Beatitudes, where Christ preached in the Gospel of Matthew. We celebrated Mass there. We celebrated Mass outdoors, which we had the opportunity of a number of places, indoors and outdoors. It was a beautiful time of year. But I think that reawakening of, I'm a priest of Jesus Christ. And we're doing as best we can as brother priests to follow in his footsteps and to lead the laity, to the people, to a closer place to Jesus. But again, just going back, I have a feeling we're going to say this a lot of times, that being on the very spot where these things took place just brings it to life. So
that encounter with Jesus and Peter and asking him 3 times, "Do you love me?" And then think about what John does with the word love there, and how here is Peter, the rock upon whom Jesus will build his church, and he's also the first one that needs to be reconciled with Christ, whether it's along the way and not being able to get his head around the idea of the cross and rejection and what it means to sign on and to follow Christ, but then that Jesus would, build his church and trust the keys to someone who is so deeply flawed. So I guess that encounter resonates with me as a priest of Jesus Christ, and yet someone who comes into the priesthood with as a sinner, with my brokenness, just like any of my brothers and sisters with whom I share this faith, and yet to be able to minister the sacraments, to be a minister of reconciliation, that we share our priesthood with the one who needed to be reconciled with Christ many times, both before and after the death and resurrection of Christ. So.
Yeah. And for us, when we were there, the Archbishop was the main celebrant and the homilist, that day at our Mass, and he kind of smacked us in the face with the question right back. Talking about how, this is Peter and Jesus, but also, this is Jesus talking to you. It's him asking you, do you love me more than these? And he listed a bunch of examples. Love me more than these people, these things, all this kind of stuff. And it was just one of those moments where, the preacher throws something out there and you can tell, everybody's got to chew on this one. Because it is this just profound question for any of us to ask any given moment, any given day. Do I really love the Lord that much? And am I living it out? And during this Lenten context that we're talking about, am I doing that? Am I showing that? Am I, taking this opportunity that I've been given with the Lenten season to get to express that in some special way? So he lays it out with Peter, but really it's a question in some ways for all of us.
Yeah, what is it in my life that's keeping me from a closer walk? Like you said, it could be the distractions, the technology, the busyness of life, all those things, and is Christ center. It's a daily question, really. Yeah.